Starting Nehemiah today. Nehemiah. That's how you pronounce it in English. I heard people say Nehemiah, but it's Nehemiah in English. Nehemiah. Nehemiah was, who was he? Well, let's read to find out. Nehemiah. This is what happened. 445 BC. There's somebody over there. You can see him through the window. That's him, close up. And he's looking through the window and sees the courtyard or something outside. Hanani, my own flesh and blood, must be a relative, right? And you is like seeing the rising of the sun. And you, my brother, they must be brothers. I can barely wait to hear of the beloved city. What is the beloved city? The city that all Jewish people love. It's Jerusalem, of course, isn't it? Yeah. The news is not all good, says his brother. Ezra, we studied Ezra, you know all about Ezra now, the one who helped and encouraged people to rebuild temple. Ezra has brought order and proper worship, but he continues, those who survived the exile and are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. Yes, Jerusalem was completely destroyed. The wall is broken down, which means there is no safety. Back then, if the city was without walls, it means that anybody could come and attack it. The enemy could come and plunder and destroy and kill people. Walls were everything, pretty much. Now we have airplanes. Any airplane can fly over the city and drop a bomb. Walls will not save it. But back then, walls were very important. Now, Nehemiah prays. He prays this way. Lord, the God of heaven, the great and awesome God, let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to your servant. We have acted very wickedly. We have not obeyed the commands you gave your servant Moses. You have promised that even if we are at the farthest horizon, you will gather us from there. Give your servant success today by granting him favor in the presence of this man. Who is this man? We'll find out. After praying, Nehemiah had a plan. What is Nehemiah's plan, and what man is he talking about over here? The man is the king, of course. Nehemiah, he was a wine bearer. I think that's what it's called. He would fill the cup of the king with wine. He would be serving him, standing nearby and filling it with wine. The wine bearer. This is the royal dining hall of King Artaxerxes, ruler of the Persian Empire. King Artaxerxes also was the one who sent Ezra back home, right? Nehemiah, says the king, my trusted cupbearer, or cupbearer, not wine bearer, but cupbearer. Yes. Nehemiah's face was, I do not know how or what he did, but his face looked really sad for some reason. So the king noticed it and he said, why is your face so sad when you are not ill? This can only be sadness of heart. And Nehemiah answered, may the king live forever, said Nehemiah. Why should my face not be sad when the city where my fathers are buried lies in ruins and its gates burned with fire? So he has a plan. He wants the king to help him. And he tells him, he's sad because of the walls of Jerusalem that are ruined. And there's no peace. And people cannot, live in peace. They are constantly bothered by neighboring tribes that attack them. Nehemiah, bad news. How many hands do we have? We have a few hands. And we'll start with Sarah. Sure. You're muted. Will you read?
Bad news. King
Artaxerxes.
Artaxerxes reigned in Persia for 20 years, and Nehemiah served as his personal butler. One day, Nehemiah found out that things weren't going in Jerusalem. One of his brothers brought news that the Jews who had gone back to Jerusalem were being made fun of by the other tribes. He also found out the wall around Jerusalem was still lying in ruins from when Nebuchadnezzar had
Nebuchadnezzar had invaded the
that
city.
he didn't even eat. One day the king noticed that Nehemiah was not his usual self. What's wrong, Nehemiah? He asked. Why are you so sad?
Angel, are you okay? Is somebody attacking you? Is it Steve that bothers you? I'll finish it. Nehemiah replied, "Why should I not be sad when the walls of the city where my people live are broken down?" This part also, I think I couldn't hear you read it properly. For days, Nehemiah was so sad that he didn't even eat. The question for us is, why was Nehemiah so sad about a broken down wall? What's so special about a broken down wall? Uh, Angel, Nakshi, will you read for us, please?
Okay, sir.
Thank
Why
you.
was Nehemiah so sad about a broken down wall? How would you feel if you found out that a friend who you had not seen for months was being teased about her clothes because her mother had become ill and they had to sell most of their belongings to pay for the medicine? You would probably feel the same kind of sadness Nehemiah felt. Although Nehemiah served in the king's palace, his heart was with his people back in Jerusalem. The problem was not only the wall, it was that the people acted as though they had been defeated. They did not have the will or courage to defend themselves against the ungodly lifestyle of the wicked tribes. Besides, some of these tribes were already living among them and were even marrying them. Living in disgrace among the ruins was not what God had promised his people. Nehemiah's heart wept for them because they were weak and unprotected, like sheep without a shepherd.
That's right. That's why he felt so sad. They were like sheep without a shepherd. They were unprotected. They were weak. And other tribes around them bullied them pretty much. That's how he felt. Let's read the verse, and then I'll tell you something. Ready, go. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed
Compassion
and
on
helpless, like sheep without a shepherd, Matthew
was
9:36.
that 9
Yes, this is about Jesus, right? When Jesus saw the crowds, he had compassion on them. And this is what our school doing. Did you receive that little letter? It's called Sharing is Caring. Did you see it?
Yes.
Did your teachers send it to you? There's a
Yes,
letter.
teacher. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got it from your teachers?
No.
No, some of you didn't get it?
No.
No,
Yes.
your teachers didn't send it properly. I do not know why.
No.
Told Sharing is Caring.
Can you send it? I
I'll
don't think
send it.
that
I'll
teachers
send
will
it to
send it.
QT Club group because
Okay.
apparently, teachers are not sending it properly on time. I'll send it right now. It's called Sharing is Caring, and this is what our school is doing. We want to help those who cannot help themselves. So I'm forwarding it. I forwarded it. There you go. If you have something that you want to donate, something nice, not something dirty, not something that cannot be used, something that should be thrown away, but if you want to donate something that other people, those who are struggling financially, Ansana, are you talking to us? No? Okay, you're speaking Sinhala. I would not know. If you want to help those people who are struggling, who are especially like struggling financially, cannot buy clothes, cannot buy books or notebooks or shoes or things like that, you can donate those things, and uh, those people will come to school for a couple of days. We're gonna allow them to come on certain days. It's all in there in that letter. You can find out
Okay.
the dates. the details. They
And
come,
then, so what
they
are they going to
take
do?
what they need, not everything, but they take things that they need. And this is the way for us to help
Okay.
them.
Oh, so while they are going to take their
Eight,
stuff, and
from
what
your
are we going to do?
got it.
You're going to donate.
Oh, you mean like we are going to give it to their hands?
Yes. Not into
Oh,
their
that's
hands. You donate. You come to school, you give it to the school. The school will arrange it in such
and
a
then
way
school
where it's
will
easy for
arrange.
them to come and choose the things that they need, like clothing in one corner of the room,
Mhm.
books in another corner of the room, notebooks, shoes, so we can arrange them
All
nicely and they
right,
can find it
right, right, right.
easily.
Got it.
Those things that will not be taken by anyone will be donated to an orphanage, because kids in an orphanage, they always wear clothes that are not fit for them, either too small or too big. Yeah.
And
There's an
Yeah.
orphanage not too far from our school, so that's a way for us to bless the community,
Let's see.
and help people. And that's what the lesson is about, to have that sadness when you see people who are struggling financially and don't have food, don't have clothes. What do you feel? Don't you feel compassion for them?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish
This is
I
the way
could
for
give
us to
something.
practice, applying the lessons that we learn here into our
So
life.
you mean like we can give things to the school?
Yes,
Like
yes. Read
Sir,
in
can we give them our old
anything?
school uniform?
Say it again.
Can we give them our old school uniforms?
Um, is it nice? Is it still, if you wash it, is it still wearable? I do not know.
Why one, sir?
Yes,
But
sir.
actually, they can
If
wear
it's
it if they're
if
coming
it's
to that school
nice,
only.
I mean, if it's not too dirty,
Yeah.
it's cleanable, washable, and if they can use it and wear it, sure, donate it. I think some would appreciate that. But if
Yeah.
it's,
I also.
if it's too dirty, if it's too old, nobody would want it, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Ryan couldn't join today because he has a class.
Let's see. It's okay. You can watch the recording and I'll stop the recording. Speaking of which.